All right, welcome back to another episode of Hashtag Randomly with Ronnie Jr. A little bit different as we are going to talk about everything. Why even talk about it just yet? Let me introduce my very special co-host, somebody who loves Lindsay Lohan, somebody who despises of Jamie Lynn Spears, somebody who might be tired of talking about housewives, and one of the best podcasters and so much more that I know. It is Rants. Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Cold, freezing. Good to be here. I'm in Rhode Island right now visiting family, and it is cold. And here's my scarf. You can see it over here. I tell you, everywhere I go, I have to bring winter clothes. But I'm thrilled to be here. It's been a minute since I've podcasted, so we're gonna break out just off the old mic. So I'm glad to
Let's
be
do
here.
it. Everyone knows Grant is one of the best at it. He had a podcast called Grant's Rants. So we kind of wanted to do an episode about two things: bringing Grant back into the mix for this special holiday special 2022, but also talking about, at least for me, talking about one of the things that kind of upset me is the way we as a society are getting a little bit too consumer heavy. Oprah's over here hawking all her special goods, and quite frankly, I'm tired of it. We all know Gayle King was the premier talent of the two friendships, and money and greed and frustration. So today's episode is going to be, of course, hashtag randomly with Ronnie Jr., but it's a very special edition. Randomly ranting is what we're going to call it, because both of us are known to talk a little shit. Okay. What about you, Grant? What brings you to doing the episode aside from we enjoy doing shows together? We've done
Yeah.
famously a really, really good episode about Britney Spears. So please look that up. It's in the channel. What brought you back?
Well, you invited me, and I have not been in the space in a while, so I thought this would be fun to rant. I've covered Oprah's favorite things in my podcast for almost 7 years. I think we did six out of it ended before the seventh. Um, and I had stepped away from that show for many different reasons, but I just could not keep up, and I lost a lot of interest in talking about certain reality TV shows and certain people. And this was I don't know, I do like going through these lists, and I've got something to say. So it's this is a good time to come back and do something that is familiar and fun. And I've recently, even including this last week, kind of missed having my voice in the space. There are so many talentless people that have podcasts, and I'm
Mm.
just so tired of hearing them being celebrated for things. And I really don't care what they have to bring to the table. And I said, you know what? I had a good following, it was something that I've been thinking about as far as like just being in the space. And I think it's a nice space to be in. And I feel like it's just been overrun by people who feel so self-important and are propped up by agents and managers to have some type of a podcast. And I don't know, I just feel like if they can do it, I can come back and do a little something.
When you left the space, we all were, of course, supporting you and missed you being in it. But I will say, your reality show that we should pitch, Grant, you and we should pitch the reality show where all of these celebrities come into the podcast space with zero experience. You've got like 10 years producing your own show. I've got 20 years producing radio and being on radio. We should do a reality show where all the people who did next to nothing and are making a huge check from Spotify or these other brands have to go in studio and produce the show for themselves and watch what it takes. To Grant's point, it gets frustrating that talentless celebrities or infamous people or bachelor or bachelorettes, they make so much money in the space, whereas people like us, have been building and building and building and building and really care about the journalistic integrity or just the fun of it, have to work so hard. So I say that my show is never to be mean, but I will talk a little shit. An FU goes a long way. And that's what this episode's about. Again, randomly ranting. Before I rip into some people, I do want to give you my holiday card. Happy holidays from Randomly Ronnie Jr. Drink in hand and a microphone. I'm always going to give it to you and give it to you good.
You are at your spot, at your
Yeah.
post.
Yes. Oh, quickly, before we do anything, what was your take? And you probably already did this, on Wendy Williams being out and Sherry Shepherd being in, Jennifer Hudson, the whole talk show shakeup. What was your thoughts on that?
I just found out today that Karamo has a talk show. I couldn't care less. It's just, and that's how much like it's in my knowledge. I don't know. I haven't seen any of Sherry. I'm sure that it's like a replacement for Wendy for many people. notoriously Sherry on The View just did nothing for me except she was a big joke with the earth is flat. But I'm happy for her success, sure. That's they're not gonna knock a hustle for that. She's come a long way. I know it means a lot to her, so that's a good thing. But Wendy is so missed in the space. No one did it like her. She was the last of her kind that would come on a microphone and just say it. And I know there were some cringy moments, and I can imagine in the booth, they're sending Wendy out there live 5 days a week. So that's that. She definitely had her moments, but there's just something about Wendy, the dose of reality that she gave towards the end. I feel like she was losing her way a little bit. She didn't know as much. She was being fed a lot of information. Not all of it was right, but I appreciated her candor. And again, I haven't looked at Sherry, but I don't see that. You know what I see left in daytime? The bitches on The View reading note cards on what some
Oh
producer
no.
scripted for them the night before. So I don't see the authentic side to these shows,
In this episode, we were going to do a little bit of I guess our hot takes on Oprah's magical must-have wish list or whatever. I like to call it the SHIT list, but we'll see. And we also just wanted to cover things that kind of are frustrating, because again, it's the holidays and you're propped up to be so happy all the time. So when somebody expects me to be happy, I just give them this bullshit holiday card and tell them to shut up.
Ronnie, I haven't had any time to be happy for the holidays. I've been moving now for about almost 3 years. This is no joke. I'm finally got a new apartment. I finally found my place. I'm happy about it. It's in the city. It's still in New York for now. I didn't think it was going to happen. And so I've just been working. I produce full time. I've been working around the clock, moving in between. Obviously, the weather has changed. Adding in Christmas, I think I gave myself a day to buy things, and that's it. I mean, it's just been non-stop. So in a way that with the Rants, that was a good thing that I put that on pause for a while because I can't keep up. So this is actually the first time really even acknowledging the holidays is with you.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm in my green shirt to celebrate the festiveness. But yeah, that's the whole point of this episode is that we are saying don't get on me because I'm not like faking the funk. A lot of people are. They're, they're selling a story on Instagram how they're so enchanted. And by the way, I love the holidays. I was just watching, it wasn't a holiday special, but I was just watching the Beauty and the Beast special on ABC, and I was watching White Christmas, and I'm into all of the stuff. But it's this social media expectation that drives me crazy, which led me to wanting to do an episode about this because I feel like there's a loss in the duality between you're either supposed to be so happy and so wonderful or it's like a shit show. And I do think that a little bit of a constructive criticism is where I land. So we'll get into it today. We'll talk about Oprah's list. As I said, we'll start things off. Each of us have composed, I believe we composed just 3. We could probably go on for years. We composed a list of things that just make us say, F you, but happy holidays. So these are kind of like sweat the small stuff kind of a thing, which is kind of what my show's usually about anyway. So Grant, I'll do my first one and then we can maybe just go back and forth.
Yeah.
F you to the people that analyze my food and my plate while I'm eating, which by the way, they're usually having on their own accord, whipped cream, tubs of butter, unnecessary cheese, etc., etc. Like, don't tell me about my plate unless you're eating insanely healthy and insanely clean. Secondly, if I have a smoothie and there's pineapple, strawberries, etc., don't say, well, the natural sugar, this, and this. If I'm making progress and I'm doing my thing, you need to be perfect if you're going to talk to me because I get so tired of the natural sugar conversation. And then I look at them and I'm like, but you're eating whipped cream with the bag of Skittles. Stop it. And to them, I say, F you and happy holidays. What do you think?
Well, I'm not much of a foodie, and I don't know. No one's bothered me with my eating habits. I usually don't eat anything. I don't know what it is. I'm not a big eater on the holidays, and it's just strange because I know it's like a big thing and people gorge themselves and all that. But I don't know. I'm very selective with what I eat. I know what I like. I eat a little bit of everything, but I'm not too worried about it. I
Mm.
don't know. I'm one of those that will go to the holiday dinner. You know, you eat at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time 7, 8 o'clock at night comes by, now you're eating again. So that's how I am, because I eat like a bird. I graze. So I don't know.
And another thing,
I don't like leftovers. I'm
we're
strange with holiday meals.
we um we are all on different schedules, so that's another thing. How do you know what I'm eating, when I'm eating, what it really constitutes for? This might be my dinner, it might be your breakfast. Bottom line, get off my plate. Get
Yeah,
off my plate. Just
you don't
get
need
off of
any
my plate.
commentary on your
Yeah,
personal
you think I don't
dietary
know?
choices.
Yeah, I listen to podcasts. I know, what fibers you should be having. I'm a big celery eater. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. F you and happy holidays. Grant, what's your first sweat the small stuff kind of thing here?
I am so upset. I Every year we have to watch View Your Deal segments over at the View, and they scatter them
Ooh.
throughout the year, but the holiday episodes are extra bad because they pipe in this energetic holiday music. Every year it's the same thing, and we're supposed to believe that the co-hosts, and this is on GMA, this is on a lot of talk shows, they have these hand-picked gifts from the hosts that, to me, it's all brand deals done on the back end of
Oh yeah.
ABC News, and they could probably give them a catalog of stuff, and they have to all choose between which ones that they like. None of these people have any of these things in their lives, probably. Like last year, Joy Behar had giftwrapmyface.com with pictures of her dog on a skiing, or in a Santa hat. And then the worst part is when they have to have toys, and then the co-hosts have to drive them around down the set if it's like a little car and all that. To me, it's so fake, and all it is a built-in commercial. It's not a segment. I'm not learning anything. This is just a cash and grab. Here's a brand deal. We're gonna say how much we love this product that you're literally seeing for the first time, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's all it is just more money in the pocket of ABC in this case. And I just think it's an insult and a slap in the face to the viewers who
Mm.
they think they're learning about something. They're told to hear some last minute gift ideas, and then they give you a little crumb like, one lucky viewer will get 2% off using keyword whoopee or something stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just such a scam to me. And I think it's an insult, and it's just such a sellout. I remember when talk shows, used to learn something. And I know Oprah's been doing her list for many years, and she had her giveaways. And this is not a knock on her, but I feel like it started there, and now it's just gotten to a straight up ad. It's just ads. That's all that it is. They're reading the prompter, on the View. They
Mhm.
practically have to use their fingers to read the dialogue to make sure they get all the words right. It's like influencer culture meets daytime TV.
Well, I
Not
think
about it. I'm very upset about it.
F you and happy holidays. No, and I think what Grant is frustrated about is what I could kind of say the same is like you're making it seem like you went out of your way to do something for the viewer. They say the greatest in radio and television or communication in general is, does this add value? So on one hand, it
Huh.
looks like, oh, this is so nice. The View adds value. But they're not really doing it sincerely or genuine, as Grant was saying, because it's all, an ad, and it's pushed out to look very warm and charming. And you deal with it all year, View Your Deal. But the holiday version really, it can make you sick.
Oh,
It makes you want to eat a can of
yeah.
whipped cream. It does. And poor Sarah Haynes. Oh, goodness. And I like Sarah Haynes, but poor Sarah Haynes, who has to do a good 80% of the View Your
She
Deal.
has to do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
She's the one that will get down on her hands and knees to go and, pick something up with the toy or whatever. I mean, it's bad. I just can't stand it. I think it's something that I honestly, there's, of course, I love a shit show. So for me, like, I'll put it on, I'll find it on YouTube, and I'll put the TV on max value when I'm home for the holidays, and I'll just put it, I'll leave the room, and it infuriates everyone. So it's a great like little needle, it just to kind of get the conversation started, and to get just to piss some people off that probably deserve it anyway. So if you really want to piss somebody off that you don't want to see it, let me tell you, I have plenty of people I don't want to see this holiday that I'm going to have to see. And I'm thinking that might be a good thing. It'll, get the focus off them, and we can put the video on and leave the room.
That is an idea. Listen, and the View has a lot of redeeming qualities. I think
It
pretty much
does.
all of the panelists are really interesting. I love Joey Behar. Whoopi, of course, is an icon. I think Sarah Haynes is actually really cool, and I love Sunny. I don't know about the new girl, but it's just the show needs work, is all we're saying. You know, the whole political view when they went that
Well, I
angle,
think it's
it's
what
too
I'm saying
much.
is it's total trash. I'm
Oh
just
well,
saying. I just think it's total trash. It's the worst produced show on television.
tell us how you really feel.
That's what I'm here to
um,
do.
No, that was great. Okay, view your deal. Get it together. Whoever's producing it now, we don't care.
Yeah.
Moving on. So my
Oh, I
second
know who's
one,
producing it. I know who's.
I know, I know, I know. My friends actually though did do the aerial cinematography shot for the season opener this year. That was done by Zismo Media, so I got to shout them out. So,
See,
it's
that's how I knew that ABC didn't produce that because it was well done. Not that everything ABC does is bad, but I should have said The View. That's how I know The View didn't produce that wonderful drone entrance start to the season because it
oh
was
my
good.
goodness. Yeah, no, those were my good friends, Pablo at Zismo Media. Shout out to Eddie as well. That is fucking funny. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Okay, moving forward, I don't know if I could move forward, but let's try. So my second sweat the small stuff moments is F you to the bosses in corporate America who have unrealistic goals with their December expectations. Now, Grant, luckily I'm doing a lot of freelance work for myself right now and kind of in ownership of my own work. But for many years, I've had all these stupid bosses that jump into December early and talk about, we need all this stuff done. We need this done and that done. And you know damn well it's not going to go like that because you know the holiday season is a little bit slower. And screw them for always having big goals, but they kind of stop working by December 10th. We never hear from them again. And a big F you to them because you go ahead and oblige and do the work, the backbreaking work or the, 12-hour day work. And you know that they don't go and check that email or check on the project until January 10th anyway. So F you to these overly, I want to accomplish all these things by the end of the year bosses that are out of here by December 10th and let your work go unseen and make you go crazy and have chaos in your life. I don't want chaos in my life. Don't be a stupid boss like that. And if you are a stupid boss like that, F you and happy holidays. You know they're out there, Grant. You know that this is a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, I faced it. I actually was assigned like homework for the holiday break. Like this is stuff that you can be doing with your time off, and all I did was take off 2 days. That's it. And the holiday the Christmas falls on the weekend this year. So yeah, not too happy about all this work all this hustle I'm supposed to have. I mean, I'm inside. I things have not slowed down for me yet. I'm waiting. But I would like things to really dissipate because it's getting to be too much. But I mean, yeah, can we just say that the month of December is going to be a lost month? Can we all just accept that and just let's start to slow down? We've got 4 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas traditionally. That's a great time to just kind of slow the pace. And by the time you're a week before Christmas, I don't want to hear from anybody.
Exactly. We're already a society that's too much work culture. And it's always like the American dream. If you work hard, you'll get your goals. When in reality, a lot of the people who have gotten their goals had a little bit of a head start, et cetera, et cetera. Not saying it's not possible, but this thing they try to sell you on. And so when I was in my 20s, we mentioned this before, Grant. When I was in my 20s, I bought the bait. I took a bite out of the bait. And when they said work through Christmas, I did. When they said screw your Thanksgiving holiday with your family, you do this. And as somebody who's now a crunchy ass 42-year-old, I am like, get the fuck out of my face with all of that
Yeah.
because it's BS. It's BS. It would be one thing if the boss also like worked up until a certain date with you, but they're gone by like December 10th every year. And you're left with like having to accomplish these things. You get them done and it doesn't get revisited. There's one thing that I hate more from a boss than I don't mind the work. I don't mind the work. I have great work ethic. But don't you dare give me work that becomes unnecessary. Now that's where we got a problem. So so I should say, so I don't have to deal with bosses anymore. Let's make it rain on my Patreon, huh? I mean, it's a holiday season. You want to give money to somebody, give it to Ronnie, patreon.com/randomly Ronnie Jr. This old man has been in the business for such a long time, interviewed Kim Kardashian, Britney Spears, Mike Epps, all the people, Alessia Cara. Like it has been a journey. There's old pictures here. Nicki Minaj, Kim Kardashian's ex. We will not mention his name, Paris Hilton. Like it has been
Oh.
a journey for me. Beyonce, Christina Milian, and you get a lot of that great content about like backstory or whatever, more so on the Patreon. Here on these episodes, it's more like what's going on now. But on the Patreon, it's a lot of like, stories of like, oh, I was a dumb 19-year-old, 20-year-old trying to get in the business. It's kind of charming, actually. It was when I was much sweeter than I am now. Grant, what did you have a second Sweat Your
I
Small
did.
Stuff? Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's give it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm just trying to find some Christmas music that's a little modern. There's a lot of downbeat, sad Christmas music, a lot of very vocal heavy Christmas music. It's hard to find good instrumental that's uplifting, that's entertaining. I don't know. There's a little bit of kind of easy listening in there, but I want like disco Christmas. I want fun party Christmas music.
Right.
And I'm not finding it. And if I'm finding it, there's like EDM Christmas mixes on Apple Music. They are very cheap. I mean, I don't know who made these things. So it's just I listened to the Cascade Christmas album now for like the last 4 years since it came out. There's a market for it. It does well. Mariah Carey. Like let's like figure this out, because I'm bored, and I've sampled a bunch of new Christmas music, and it was all very safe and boring. I don't know. I need new Christmas music that's not annoying. Can't we just have like a sexy Christmas album, an adult album, something, even like a beautiful jazz? I don't need all heavy vocals. You know what I mean? Like who's the artist that sings all the Christmas stuff? He's everywhere. Oh, the tree lighting and all this.
Michael Bublé?
Yeah, one of them. Okay. Yeah, one of those. Yeah.
My mother bought his album, actually, and an actual album for her, Victrola record player. So,
I like him, but I need a little less. That less is more. That's great when I want it, but I'm just talking about like background, nice, in the mood holiday music without all these heavy vocals. I just want more of an instrumental vibe.
Give me like an Ariana Christmas is a little bit more, not that she doesn't have great vocals, but give us the fun dance music almost to a degree. Going back, TLC's Sleigh Ride was one of the greatest Christmas songs ever. We need more stuff like that feels like a real song, that doesn't have to take me into like, when Jesus is born. Like, it's like just enough already. I had church
Jingle
for
Bell
that.
Rock. I need a break from Jingle Bell Rock. That's everywhere, and it's just too much. However, shout out to the Lindsay Lohan version. Actually,
oh my God, another View thing, since you had your other Sweat the Small Stuff View issues. You probably don't like, every year they have the singer, what's her name? Is it Diane something? This Christmas. It's a good, you got to give it up to that one. That's a good one.
It's an easy book. No one has to think too hard. They know the holiday episode. They're going to just plug her in. She'll show up, she'll do the song. They can time it. They can just replay the tape. So yes, from a production standpoint, it's very smart. No, the song is good. It's a nice tradition.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll say it's a nice tradition.
She used to do Letterman also before that. So this is like the new, good booking, like you said. Okay. Does that wrap that up?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do my third Sweating the Small Stuff, which will be okay. Twitter and Instagram users who feel the need to spoil the end of a TV show. This is kind of going off something Grant tweeted about recently. If you want to do a live tweet all season, that's okay. And I run the risk of opening up the app and seeing the spoiler for episode 1 and episode 2, 3, 4, 5. But on the finale, can you hold it together for a moment? Do you have to ruin it right away for everybody? Do you have to have your quirky meme? Oh, something happened with Jennifer Coolidge on White Lotus, and you just think you got the funniest comment, and you put together a meme, and then you put your little watermark on it like you actually created the damn TV show. It's so stupid. So my last Sweat the Small Stuff is for you people that have to always be live tweeting, giving out the spoiler on a finale, or like, let's say if you watch a show like The Voice, a show that will have a live, who's going to win type thing. You're not that funny all the episodes. You're certainly not funny on the finale. So sit it down for a moment and let the rest of us who are on another coast, or I don't know, Lord forbid, are working, let us get a moment, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. So F you and happy holidays to all of you bastards who ruin it on Twitter for me. I open up the app, I see last season of I'm gonna watch Drag Race in a couple hours, the finale. Who's gonna win? And everyone's saying Willow Pill,
Mm,
she's our winner, and I'm like, I mean, what's wrong with you?
mm.
So that is my last sweat the small stuff. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it sure does piss Ronnie off, and that's where we're at.
A lot of people have to feel as though they're the first to the party. They have to be the first to announce it. That means something to them, and they also are desperate for clicks and likes and retweets. And there are a few people out there who, especially with White Lotus, just have to create these memes, like you said, as if they invented, as if they scripted and shot it and made it themselves. And
The worst
they get
thing.
all the likes, and it's like, but you just ripped somebody's material off.
Yeah, yeah. I come from radio so many years before that. That's like a copyright issue. But they put their little. They make sure their watermarks in there, and they get in a tizzy if somebody else like repurposes their stuff. And I'm like, that's not even your stuff to begin with. You didn't write it. You weren't on set. All the things. I will say though, can we throw a bone at somebody who does do it well? This is just my opinion.
Mhm.
That he's a has a podcast and does several other things, articles and stuff. I do think if you're going to do it well. Evan Ross Katz probably is the best at it. So let's leave it to him to do it. Let's leave it to him to do all of the funny takes. Do you agree or disagree?
I think the rule has to be universal. I don't think there's an
Really?
exception to the rule. No,
Well,
the
well,
best thing
at
is
least
to
he does
get
it good though. He's
to,
funny though.
you got to get good buzz with these types of shows, and like you know what, like it kind of rises all boats because there's so much, especially with like White Lotus, there's such a big digital presence. Like it adds a lot of buzz and actually kind of makes me happy to see that like TV can still cut through all the noise and everyone can be into something
Mhm.
where I feel like we're all so put into boxes now. Like I can't think of many shows that we're all really, really into and everyone's tweeting about it, it's trending. Obviously that happens in certain factions and circles and stuff like that. But like White Lotus was everywhere. And you know what? If you want to capitalize on that, go ahead.
I
I
think you
don't know.
make a really good point because for so many years, I think I would even talk to like my brother and he'd be like, "What's the fascination with housewives?" And I'm like, "Really, it's similar to you with sports. It's a something that everyone water cooler conversation. And for so many years, that's kind of all we had. And you're right, going to something like White Lotus was it felt like, oh, this is now having that same social chatter that maybe a Ramona singer would have on a unscripted, shit show episode, and we'd all take to Twitter and like share opinions. It's kind of nice a little bit to see these opinions that are online, and you said it's more universal than like a niche audience. It's nice to see that there were writers, there was, a director, there was a
Yeah.
cinematographer that made this sit with us, not just a housewife or a cast member acting up, because there's no mistake that half of these Jennifer Coolidge comments where she says, "Oh, the gays this, the gays just love me." That is not by accident. That was a dialogue that was put to know that it would be spun out to a meme
Right.
and we'd all eat it up, because, the girls love it. And yeah, it feels a little, I don't know if this is what you were saying, but it feels a little cooler to make commentary. And again, I can't be judgmental because we're doing commentary here, but it feels a little cooler to make commentary on a scripted show because that employs so many people. It's not about having bad behavior, and it's actually a great cinematic experience. Who would you like to see at the White Lotus going forward? Do you think Lindsay Lohan would be like a
Oh,
perfect lead?
I doubt it. No, I don't know. I haven't really given it much thought. I'd like to see actually. I think this would be a great opportunity of bringing Kathy Griffin. I really think
Oh,
they could do
agreed.
something with her with this. She, I think, is kind of in that circle of like Mike White and Aubrey Plaza and all that.
Mm,
That he could turn her whole career around, even if she had a small role in it. She's, deemed problematic to so many people, but the people that love her still love her. She sold out Radio City. She has a following. I want to see her do well. So I would like to see like Mike White has the power with that platform to really kind of make anyone he wants super
yeah.
relevant. So it's something to think about. But I do want to say, because you're right, when it comes to like the memes and everything, like we're here doing commentary. A different form of that is through these memes. So go ahead, have at it, but you shouldn't be spoiling things for people. please don't spoil things. It's one thing to like make a, a comment or, relive a moment, but I don't want to be spoiled on who died or who won or whatever.
Kathy Griffith, yes, that's as an offhand comment you just came up with. That's actually really good. I've been watching on YouTube. I guess somebody uploaded her full seasons.
Yeah.
It's a good watch. It's a good, like, you're on your computer
Throwback.
working, you're cleaning up or you're organizing or you're doing chores. It's a good like background watch. Like it's really impressive how talented she was and is, but how dark things have gotten over these last couple of years. And maybe not White Lotus, but there's got to be a program that puts her back in the limelight. I stand with you on that one for sure. Stand with you. I stand by you on that one. Yeah.
Like he wrote that character for Aubrey Plaza in White Lotus. Like there was no like, I don't think there was any like, let's see what the network thinks. I think he just kind of did it. And I think that's the only way that Kathy would get on something mainstream again, is if somebody was a true advocate for her. She was on that show Search Party in a very small role. I thought it was pretty lousy, but at least she did it. And that was because she had friends in the executive producers and writers of the show. So I think that's what it's going to take. And that's why I think like Mike Way he really has like perhaps all the power right now to resurrect somebody.
Hollywood is such a bandwagoner. No one wants to touch it. And then if somebody does, then they'll all want Kathy back or whatever, maybe. Did you have one last Sweat the Small? That was it, right?
I have one last one. Yeah.
Okay.
I do enjoy an Amazon wish list. However, I am pissed because my sister made one and I've been using this list for birthdays and Christmases now. And I think it's really helpful until she started buying stuff off the list. Then I have all these Amazon boxes that I now have to go and return. Have you tried to return anything? I went to the Whole Foods.
Oh.
There's a kiosk. There's a line of like 10 people because everyone's buying and shipping and returning. It is such a nightmare and a headache. I just wish she like stayed off the list. And then I feel as though that I have to create a wish list because it's easier for, my grandmother and other people to know exactly what I like. And, you make a wish list, you pick exactly what you want, the size, the color, whatever, you know what it is. But to me, it takes the surprise out of Christmas. I'm a gift giver. I like giving gifts. It's really just like going to like, basically someone who puts something away on layaway and just buying it for them. Like, it's just not that fun. So I bought this gift. I have to return it now. And now I'm back to square one with having to get another gift. I told you earlier, I don't have any time for this. So I spent like one day doing Christmas. So now I have to, I did the return. That was today. And now I have to go back and find something new. So these wish lists are more trouble than they're worth.
And then, you getting the gift that somebody already knows. It's like just give me a gift card has never been a sentence I've ever said, because I'd rather get a bad gift than a gift card, because while the gift card is valuable, it's like, then I wanted to have a personal attachment. I wanted to know that you thought of me in a way you thought, oh, Ronnie would like this. What if you're off the mark? That's okay too. And there's been gifts that have been like, oh, you thought that I would like that? But I would rather go through that than getting a gift that, you see what I'm saying? It's just put a little thought in. For me, honestly,
yes,
because the budget has been a little low, I've had to be very creative. It is so beautiful though, because you do have to be creative and you have to say, what have they been talking about? What has been a need that they really want? How can I like show like a fun Christmas experience? And what would be that gift? I battle it out. I go to the mall, and try to find things that work out. So I like your point of like, it's so impersonal just by making it so perfect. Now, the grandparent thing, that makes sense because they might not know.
Helpful. It's helpful.
They may not even know your shoe size, stuff like that. So it's helpful in that regard. But Amazon, and another thing you stated, the returns. Amazon used to be so good for returns. About a month ago, there was a product I bought. It was kind of for your phone, but it was a gimbal of sorts, about $130. When I went to go return it, because I was going to get it's an Osmo. I was going to get the Osmo Pocket instead of the one that puts your phone on there. It's basically something that stabilizes your phone, so you could get really beautiful shots or whatever. But I wanted to get the different one, which was like $300. So I was like, oh great, I'll just exchange this one for the $130, and then I'll pay the difference and get the new one at a store or on Amazon. Well, Amazon like changed up their returns because like they were only going to give me like $90 for it. That's not a big difference, but I paid $130, so that already pissed me off. And what it used to be is you used to be able to go to Amazon and return something as easy and as local as going to your local Kohl's or Whole Foods. And now you have to like send it to the manufacturer or something like that, and you got to
Yeah,
print a receipt. Like I
I
don't got
don't
no time
love
for that.
I don't love the kiosk, but I will say for me, the return to the Amazon store is a good experience.
Mhm.
I've had the fortunate situation of being able to go to the actual Amazon brick and mortar stores, and they couldn't be easier about it in there. So
Oh, okay.
that's my recommendation if you can do that. But you know, it's just for me, my grievance of with this is my sister buying stuff off the list, so now I have to restart. I have to restart the process. And
Yes.
my mother said, just go find something else on the list. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to find anything else on the list because it's she could get it tomorrow. You know, they do the overnight shipping. So like I feel like I gotta go to like again, shag myself to the mall, find something. You know, I'm trying to buy something for her dog, and now she's recently married. I feel like I gotta get something for all three of them. So yeah.
And that mall experience, though I do it, it's it's a mess. And 'tis the fucking season, am I right?
Mhm.
That wraps up everything in terms of our little sweat the small stuff. F you and happy holidays. So right now, like I said, we're gonna turn it over to just really talking about the consumerism and the greed or whatever, and also Oprah's list. So I'm not putting that all together, but I'm saying some of these things just frustrate me. I don't know if they frustrate Grant, but we will find out, and we'll turn it over to Oprah's magical list. And another thing I have got to tell you, the real talent between that friendship, I think I already said it, is Gail King. We've always known that, but she played her position, and not to be mean about it, she said, "I'm going to play my position." And look at her with her fabulous career on what is it, the CBS morning show.
Yeah.
Oprah was she was okay, but we
I
got to
like
take.
Gail. I like Gail.
I like
Yeah,
Gail.
she does a good job in that role over there.
Yeah. So that's just a funny take that I always say.
Mhm.
What do you think about the Oprah's list? Why don't you start that off, Grant?
Yeah, you know, I mean, now that we're getting there at the end of the year, we can give, you know, everyone's trying to find last minute gift ideas. This list is probably not it. So don't come here for that. I'm just saying that I'm not finding anything on this list that was that enlightening and helping me with my problem with my sister with finding something good for her. But a couple of them stuck out to me. And I'll start off by saying I'm cold. So just to get dressed up for this occasion, I pulled out my first scarf, Ronnie. So
Oh,
I'm gonna put this on. Just we're celebrating, so I'm gonna put this
a
on while we
live
go through our list.
demonstration.
This is not
Wow.
on the list, by the way. This is a Grant Michael original.
Okay.
Now this
I'm
is a
digging
good
it.
oldie but goodie.
The only
So
way to do this.
this is how you know I'm in Christmas mode. I can only wear this for about like a month and a half a year, so it's on. The fur is on.
Let's go.
So the first thing I noticed on this list for $49.95, listen to this. Oprah's The Life You Want Daily Inspiration Cards. Here's the description. It's what you think. Oprah is known for her inspirational words. This deck includes 365 of her quotes to keep your giftee motivated every day of the year. We think it makes for a great pickup for anyone looking to start their day off on a bright note or set the right intentions of the day. Now, that's a different degree of narcissism when you're gifting your own quotes to people. I don't know. I get the business aspect of it, but come on, that's a stretch.
Selling her motivation. Is she even that happy? Is the question. You know what I mean? Like she might not even be motivated by said motivations. Oh,
So
I couldn't do it.
yeah, $50. You know, that's an appropriate price, but you know, who's going to want to receive that? You're going to have to buy more than that to impress someone as you know, for a gift. $50, and like, who's I don't like anything I have to do daily like that. You know, when you have to you have to tear off the little calendars and all that. I can't keep up with all that. I got so much going on. This box would be nothing but collect dust for me.
um, yeah, I mean, your workload in general, most people who are out here in the workforce, you don't get the luxury of having a nice 8-hour day, going home, getting sleep, and worrying about the next day. Half the day throughout the week, I'm like, is it Tuesday? Is it Friday? Like, it's just so chaotic. So to do this Oprah everyday thing is motivating me Monday through Friday. It's just It's not going to work for me.
It should, if anything, if she wants to get the word out, which I actually really, I do enjoy Oprah's like videos, and she's opened my eyes to a lot of different things about just like, life, which is, truly, I think that would make for a better app. I don't like notifications, but a lot of people do. Send them out, and a little notification, a little quote. That to me would be better for the consumer than to have these cards hanging around. So that's my advice.
Oh, Oprah hasn't really been able to be trusted since she sold us on losing weight by eating bread. So at this point, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, but thank you.
I've got a few others on this list. Do you want to go back and forth, or do you want me to go into the next?
You know what? I think this is your territory. You've been doing, like you said, on Grant's Rants, the YouTube channel. You've been doing it for years. So I feel like I'm just going to listen and weigh in with an opinion.
Well, this next one I actually really like. This is a Capri 2-in-1 garment and duffel bag, $95.99 on sale. This convertible duffel bag is perfect for the one who is always on the go. According to the brand, the bag converts into a garment or traditional duffel bag that is perfect for keeping delicate clothing wrinkle-free. Plus, has exterior pockets to store your phone, keys, and more. I like this. It's actually very pretty. It's black and white, very attractive. I have been like basically living out of hotels for most of the year, so this would have been a great thing to have. And I think it's well priced at $100 for it. It looks expensive, so that I'm not mad at on the list. That I think would make a nice gift. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. And there are things on the list that do make sense. And that's one of them. So yeah, I mean, they're not all to goof on. I agree with you.
Yeah, the next thing is JWPEI Allen Canvas phone bag. Now, these gays, they all have their crossbody bags. That's the thing that everybody has. So this is what you can get now. It ranges between $31.99 and $47.20. I don't know what makes it more or less than the other thing, but it's the description here is: have someone on your list whose cell phone is always attached to their hip. This crossbody makes life easier. It fits most phones, has slots for credit cards, and comes in cheery colors. This to me is very personal. It's like buying a cell phone case. You kind of got to pick it out on your own. I wouldn't want somebody buying one for me. They're okay, but to me, it's just like you can't fit anything else in it besides a credit card and a phone. To me, it's just extra. I don't like anything like this.
It feels like it is functionable, and it feels that way, but maybe it's not as functionable as they try to sell it, which is odd. But yeah, the deciding of colors, how do you know what makes me happy? Like, don't just assume
Yeah.
like blue's every guy's favorite color, and pink is every girl's favorite color. It's like, what if I like purple? You're not going to decide. Black might be my favorite color. Like, let me decide that. The forcefulness and the audacity to tell me this makes you happy. I will be the judge of what makes me happy. And Oprah, this might not be it. But you did have a good point though of the gays and their the bags that they do use. I mean, that is some of them are nice. Yeah, some of them are actually nice.
Look, I gave in at the end of the year. I don't have one, but I told myself next year you're getting one, because I can't stand it, especially if you're still carrying around masks. I'm in public transportation a lot. The hand sanitizer, the keys, the phone, the sunglasses, tissue if you need it, any type of charger. You can't be carrying all that everywhere. So, I actually get it. I get it now. And, just even simple, just wipes, like, especially if you have to carry cash, in the city, sometimes they only accept cash, which I think is ridiculous. But it's just, I think I'm giving in and having to get one, but I have no interest in what Oprah's trying to sell me here with these canvas phone bags. They're way too small, and I don't think they're that cute.
Yeah. Our opinions were more like on what we would use them for, and like it'd be a nice little glow up to have like that great body and that bag functioning, and be a gym rat. So it's more of a personal like, oh, I would be able to use it for that, and then you get to have that good body and show off in front of everybody. That's really what it's all about, is showing off. But nice try. It's not bad. I could see people still buying it. So I'm on the fence with this one.
I would not give that as a gift, because they would never like it. I don't like the shade of blue, or I actually don't want pink.
Oh no.
I can just hear it. I can just hear it. Now, the most expensive selection I found, Ronnie, is for $399. I think it's total junk. Let's see what you think.
Okay.
Meta Quest,
$3.99.
$399. Yeah.
Okay.
Meta Quest 2. According to Oprah, this is a quote. When the first iteration of this virtual reality headset came out, we made it a favorite thing because we loved the way it allowed you to play games, take fitness classes, and explore far off places. This updated version allows you to do all that and more. Now you can explore every inch of the metaverse with a pal who also has a headset. These headsets to me are good for one thing, and I haven't experienced it yet. Porn. That's probably all that's probably good to experience with, because you can look up and down and get close. Now you have to have two
Wait,
instead of
have
hanging
you?
out.
You've seen it? I've not done that.
I have
That
not
seems
done
like,
it. No, I
oh,
haven't
I
done
would
it.
love to do that.
But now you have to have
What an
two people.
experience.
The way she's selling it on you is you
Yeah.
need to have two. So now you're spending upwards of $800 plus tax
Oh, right.
to sit there with someone and to have to look around at we're going to go and look at, a volcano or whatever. I don't and take fitness classes. I don't know. The metaverse hasn't that gone bust? Is there really
Yeah.
a market for this?
It's a very specific audience member who would like this. And yes, saying that you would have to have somebody else. I mean, it doesn't come with the other, the other item. So that upwards towards $800 does not seem good. And by the way, I feel like, yes, there's a niche audience, but I feel like people are really trying to, what's the term now? Touch the grass. People are trying to live in real life a little bit more. So
Yeah.
this is kind of like yesterday's news. Like there should be more items on that thing that are in the space of in real life. Sure, we love our podcast. This is one, like that right now. Sure, we love our TV shows, but I do really feel like there has been a shift to people wanting to be outside. So maybe some of the gifts should have been more in that vein, which the list is huge. So it's not saying she doesn't have
Yeah.
that. But
You
as
know,
far as this one, not a bad gift if the person likes it. Overrated, and I'm insanely curious what that immersive experience would be. What Grant said, which was within porn.
can we be real here? Yeah, I mean that's what people want to experience and just see what it is. I mean, yeah. No, I mean these things, I don't know. I think and this statement will probably not age well, but I question the future of VR and if that really is something. I've known about it now for a long time, at
Mhm.
least the last 10 years minimum. And I feel like I've been waiting for that to go. And I even went to like a VR like party. And I
Mhm.
mean, talk about like, you can't even be social. You can't even eat chips and a glass of soda because everyone has to be there with they have to, you're in a
Yeah.
square. You can't leave the square and all. So to me, it was an experience I never need to repeat. I'm
If
not interested in VR. I'm not.
Mhm. Listen, if during March 2020 when the world changed a bit, if that time where people were staying at home didn't create like a buzz for VR because there was limitations to being able to see and do things, I feel like VR might not be that interesting. I remember when they rolled it out years ago, like you said, a long time in music, like the music industry, like they made it like you're going to be able to have like this experience that feels like you're at the concert, and it never felt that way. Like it's like it felt actually like you were more missing out. Now if you watch it flat like you're usually watching and the shots are good, it's beautifully edited and stuff of that nature, you do get the, oh gosh, I'm not at this concert, but I feel the vibe. The
Yeah.
VR just felt dizzy, confusing, and why am I like scrolling down, or not scrolling but panning down to shots that don't matter? Like sometimes the work needs to be done for you and you just need to consume it. Being with the VR, I feel like I got to do the work, and quite frankly, I have not signed up for that. So that's kind of how
Yeah.
I feel about that whole thing.
I can't picture Oprah and Gail sharing one of these and exploring the Himalayas. They're gonna fly there. They're gonna actually do it.
Yeah.
I
I
you
know
know, I
VR is
just
a slap in the face for us that can't go to every
yeah.
location. That's what it really is.
I just don't have much of an interest in this, and I'm a tech guy. I mean, to me this just doesn't do it for me. So
First of all, I just got to mention Grant is doing it with that scarf. That is this
I'm
this
here to
makes this
celebrate.
this makes this segment feel real. And honestly, I wish it could be half the episodes that Grant did for years and years and years and years. He did these holiday episodes. So we're just trying to do a version of it. Both me and Grant are very meticulous on how we put stuff together production wise, but this was a fucking week for both of us. So just try not to be too judgmental, but we're here and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you're doing a great job with that.
You can judge me all you want. I'm doing,
Right,
I could
right.
care less.
You judging me does not
Yeah.
pay me. Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Exactly.
talking about though? I've been moving for a long time and this was on the list. It's expensive though, but you know what? I think it might be worth it. $239. Now, Ronnie, what do you think? What do you think she's got on this list for $239?
Okay, I'm gonna do hints, so then you
It's
could
like
help
it's
me
like
with
a
it.
household product. It's a household. You'd use it a lot. You
Okay, use it a lot. Is it kitchen related?
no.
Okay. Oh, it's kind of like a 239. It's gonna be overpriced. Maybe it's something within the bedroom that is like a sort of like an ottoman or like a end, not a what is it on the bed, the end table, kind of at the end couch,
Okay, yeah,
something
no.
like that with storage.
Okay, it's not furniture. It's actually, I'll tell you right here. It's a waffle bath towel bundle. So
Oh,
Cozy Earth
waffle.
waffle bath bundle. Now, I picked it because it's just, ridiculous. I love these little quotes that she gives. I take bathing very seriously, and I have a great towel. And having a great towel to wrap yourself in afterwards is key. So I actually really do love a waffle texture. I have one myself. I had a couple. They don't weather that long. They don't last that long, but I would love this set of towels. This was one thing on the list where and that I like that capri bag, but this was really something that I was like, wow, I love these towels. And I really want them, and I wish they were a little cheaper because I don't have the storage for all these. It's a beautiful set, but
Mhm.
I'm view your deal, ladies and gentlemen.
See, there's value in
Yeah,
the list here.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not too familiar with those actually.
Yeah, it's just a nice set of towels. I don't know. To me, I'm all about what you get, what you pay for. So if
Mhm.
you're getting a set of towels and it's $239, I'd expect that they'd last pretty longer than others, than an
Uh,
end cap,
I'm the same way. Like I sometimes don't make a fuss if something's expensive. It's just more about like, wow, how much value do I get for that? So I
Yeah.
sometimes don't even equate like when somebody's like, "Oh, this is a deal at this low price," but I'm like, "But I hate the product. I hate the item." I'm much more of a person who would rather get something more of substance and then I could have it for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Um and Oprah, I quite frankly don't appreciate you saying I could take a bath because most of our apartments don't have access to a tub. And all you did was piss me off because I'm like, I would love,
Did you feel othered by that statement?
I would
Yeah.
love a lavish, like, especially during the winter and holiday seasons to be able to access a cozy bath. Like, obviously, most of the time you're showering, getting up for work, moving on, but a cozy bath. And for you to just say that, Oprah, and assume that we all have access to a bath. Ugh, this is why Gail King is winning. No, I'm joking. Oprah's fine. We're not being mean to Oprah. She's okay.
Oh, she's laughing right to the bank with this list. I mean, she has for years, and we all look at it. I'm always curious. I Googled it. I mean, every website from Good Housekeeping to E Online, they all feature at least a portion of this list. So, I mean, it
Yeah.
gets a lot of
Sh-
play, but
She
those towels are my pick. That's really my pick. Yeah.
Well, listen, I mean, if you have access to the show and somebody can make it rain on Grant and get him that gift because I think he's ready for it. That's pretty
Yeah,
Oprah herself is what. Hi Oprah. I know
Mhm.
Oprah's watching. So
Right.
Oprah herself could send that to you and that would be nice. That's why we
I'm
do
ready
these
to, yeah. I
episodes.
have to stock my bathroom, and you know what? I take bathing seriously too, Oprah. So I'd like to indulge.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm more of a shower guy myself. I got invested in a beautiful rain shower head with the attachment.
Oh,
I
nice.
Yeah, no, you have to really treat yourself where you
Yeah.
can. So I'm a big
I was
believer.
I was having a conversation with somebody about those little things and as much as like we're so opinionated and busy and fast paced. I was saying, actually, I was saying it to my brother, and he completely disagreed, but it's fine for his lifestyle, I suppose. Everyone's different. I was like, yeah, I love the concept of like waking up, getting that cup of coffee, getting that, not coffee, but like tea, going outside on the little patio area and like drinking, having a drink of that, sitting
Yeah.
down, watching the sun go up. Like I like that. And the first thing he said, straight man, he says, I'd rather just sleep the extra 20 minutes. And I kind of am not in that. I would actually rather wake up a little bit earlier, get out in that patio, get a little brisk cold during the winter drink that tea and enjoy it. And the same goes for what I feel about like that evening after a long day, especially you, New York City. You know, I've lived there on and off 7 years, and I will be back very soon. It's like I want to come home to a bathtub. I just do, you know, hopefully with a well hung lover as well. But that is a different situation altogether, Grant.
Hey, yeah, that's coming real soon too. So, package that up.
Manifest,
Yeah.
manifest. Yes.
I have one more gift. This is my
Okay.
last pick. This was the cheaper one. So, I think this actually could make for a decent gift. It's $25. So that's a good range, when you're gifting for something, especially like, a cousin or somebody you want to spend a lot of money.
Mhm.
$25. This I'm kind of interested. It's the Rock Innovation Headlights LED baseball cap. It comes in all different colors, including a rainbow one. So it's, very inclusive. Whether you're a late night jogger or have a furry friend who needs a before bedtime walk, that's all I ever do. I have to do that right after this. These clever caps from a Chicago based woman owned company won't leave you in the dark. Great for women and men. They have a rechargeable light and 3 brightness levels and come in a bunch of colors. And it's a baseball hat, and then there's like a square. It almost looks like an eye, like the evil eye.
Mhm.
And it's this LED light. And I think
Oh,
it's kind
nice.
of smart. It also reminds me of like God bless them. My grandparents years ago gave me like a backpack on wheels. Like I was going to go to school with that. This seems kind of like one of those things. Like it's almost too practical. It's almost kind of like, but it's a cool baseball cap. And the only thing I could think of where I would wear this, because I don't want to draw attention to myself late at night when I'm walking the dog around New York City. That's like literally like a spotlight on me.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that, but I think if you put it on a low setting and then you go to like a club, or you go to like I'm thinking like I
Okay.
would wear that to like
Flip it up.
like
Yeah.
a party.
Mhm.
I think it could be kind of fun. Like a circuit party.
I was
Like
gonna say, look at Grant with the shirt off, and
there's lights everywhere
yeah,
anyway. No one's even gonna
his
know
head's
it's
going.
on.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, I'm thinking, that could be kind of fun to
Yeah.
incorporate that. Like I was in Fire Island a lot
I
this
was
summer, and
gonna say Fire Island. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we had all different kind of looks, and I'm not like a wig guy. Like I'm not gonna do that, but I'll try different other looks out, and I feel like that could be a good conversation starter. Or I feel you could get a lot of dirty looks to both, like fun by me. So
Oh, it's such a conversation starter, especially
yeah,
if somebody's trying to flirt with you. It's like the easiest thing in. You know what I mean? It's the
yeah.
right kind of drawing your attention for that particular event. I'm with it
Yeah.
completely.
At first I was like, I don't know I don't know who would wear this. And now I'm like coming up with ideas. So for $25, the only thing
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do is change out batteries. I am so tired of charging and recharging things. So it better last. That's my only
Oh,
note. Oprah, I hope you tested the time, how long the battery lasts, because that's important.
aka Oprah's team and staff, because Oprah doesn't know about anything that's going on this list. She's just redeeming the money. Oprah is laughing actually at the Kardashians because she's saying, wow, the Kardashians get so much flack for like just selling you anything and making tons of money. And meanwhile, Oprah's like, I triple that salary. Like, Oprah is like, this is the funniest thing that you think that the Kardashians are the only ones like that. No, on a serious note, batteries. Okay. Worst product ever. The trash cans with the automatic lids that come up and down,
Mhm.
which by the way was a lid. Even well, with your hand, I suppose there are some germs there, so I take that back. But you can wash your hands. But the ones that had like just step on the thing and the lid opened up, was that not good enough? Like, why did we need trash cans that have a magic wave your hand and they never open when you
Yeah.
want them to open?
I have
I mean,
no patience for that.
yeah, you
No.
you walk by to go do something else, it opens easily. And then you want to throw something
Mhm.
away, you're doing a little a
Yeah.
little macarena to get the damn trash
Yeah.
can to open. And then you do that for a good, 2 weeks. By week number 3, it's like, "Oh, battery low, change your batteries again." I mean, unless they start doing this where it's a plug-in theory, I'm a big no for the automatic trash cans. And that is my rant. No, this has been randomly ranting, hosted by Grant and Ronnie. Just something we wanted to do. It's not like a set series, but I would happily, anytime, maybe once a month, once a quarter, anytime Rant wants to rant, anytime. It's been a long week. Anytime Grant would like to join, as long as we come up with the fun topic, we'll be back here to chat it up with you. Yeah. Any
I
last words?
loved the grievances. I enjoyed that. It's been a long time coming for me, and it was too easy. for me to think of those. So I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me the platform to rant.
Such a fun show. And that's the thing. Let's put Grant, give him his flowers now, just because he isn't really doing shows weekly because of all the movement or whatever. And congratulations on the actual movement and the new place. And I'll be able to come and visit soon. But we'll give you your roses because you're not doing it regularly. And what I'll say about Grant, what makes him different. So a lot of people will be so cheery, like that's their thing, but they're not always genuine. And it's kind of a detachment from who they are. And then you got the other side where people just like sit in drama or conspiracy or whatever. So it's like so negative. I really do say that Grant in some levels there's many of us, but he's my partner in crime when it comes to sweat the small stuff. Like we keep a really actually upbeat, optimistic show, but we're never gonna fake the funk for you either. So his show was really, really good. Maybe it'll return, or maybe he'll be doing segments with us here at randomlyronniejr.com. So either way, I'm thankful, and we got to give you your flowers right now. So cheers to you.
Thank you.
And to everyone. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say thank you. And I really want to be able to find my voice somehow, some way in the space in the new year. I don't know. I got to figure out what that looks like and what I want to commit to, but I do miss it. So
it is important to support your, shows that you enjoy, because, it's very hard. I mean, he knows it. I know it. There's been times where I stepped away. Anyways, now I'm getting redundant. I will just say, for the ones that I don't like, F you. And the ones that I do like, happy holidays from Randomly Ronnie Jr. This has been a fantastic episode of Randomly Ranting. Grant, you look good in your scarf, man. Go have a good, let's just get to 2023 and let's fuck it up. Let's just keep winning, because I know that that's in the cards for us both. Cheers to you, man.
Cheers. Thank you for having me, and happy holidays.
All right. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.
Hey, Ronnie Jr.